What's going on, Wolfpack? Time again for another wolfofbricks.com update. I am Jim, and of course, this is where we talk about Lego investing and reselling. So nothing really to talk about before the AMA because I want to try and get to as many questions as possible. So we're just going to hop into it. The first question is from McLean. Hello, sir. Great video as always. Question: whatever happened to your Funko Pop experiment? I'm having a hard time with them. Profits are so small. After fees on Amazon, it's slim to none. Ever try eBay? Thanks. So that is a great question. It's been over 2 years since I've done a Funko video. There's a reason for that. The short answer is I just haven't mastered what it needs to be a Funko master, right? Right now I have a case, at least one case of Funko WWE China and Dude Love. I have a couple Roman Reigns, and a few other things. So I'm sticking with those because usually WWE Funko Pops do make money. But I did come across this one person maybe a year ago. I mean, he was the Magellan of Funko Pops. But apparently, you'll have to do your own due diligence, of course. But when it comes to Funko's exclusives, you know, I believe there's a better chance to make money. But I'm just sticking with the WWE Funko Pops that I have, and I really haven't got into any more. Whenever I do sell them, though, I will go ahead and post a video on that. So thank you for the question. Next question is from Miss SM. Question for the Q&A. When picking sets to invest in, gut feeling or analytics? You always go with analytics. You never go with your gut. That's mostly what I do now. If there's ever a gut thing, it might be, hey, is this something that you want to go from quantity 100 to quantity 300? Sometimes that's when my gut will come into play, but whenever it comes to picking a winner, you always use analytics. A quick story that I've shared with a few people. This set right here from Lego the Movie, I had like 12 of these sets, right? And this is when I was very first getting into Lego. And I bought this set because I really liked the box art. I still like the box art, right? And also, I'm not joking. In my opinion, this is the best police car Lego has ever put. It's like a tactical SUV. It's not like those skimpy city police cars. But anyway, I kept one of them. After like a week or two, I immediately took them back. And I have no regrets on them. Some people are like, you got to stick with what you buy. Well, you know what? I was proven right, and because those sets have done absolutely nothing, but I still have this set right here because one day I will build it, and I love that police car. I think it's the best police car. So yes, I always go with analytics, and I highly recommend that everybody else do the same thing. Next question from J. Wilshire 80. I hope I said that right. Jim, any thoughts on the rumors out of Australia about the haunted house and the police set retiring? So I specifically picked this question because this is a question I've heard a lot lately. So as far as I'm concerned, all there are rumors. And until there is something firmer, I'm just going to look at it as rumors. I would be surprised if the police station retired. I actually want the police station, not because it's a police station, but I want to pop out that word police on that plate and put in like Patty's Pub or something like that, because I think, I've always thought for the longest time, that building would make a great Irish bar or tavern or something like that. But yeah, not sure about any of them. Eventually the haunted house, I would think the haunted house would go soon. But as far as I'm concerned, right now, there's nothing but rumors. All right, next question is from Rashad Atcha. Again, I hope I said that correctly. Question is, how did you win the return cases? Now, I believe this is in regards to eBay whenever people will file a case against you. That's what I'm going to presume the question as. As everything should be tracked, buyers should not be able to win item not received claims unless it is genuinely lost. But regarding returns, what is the most common reason and scams people have tried to pull? So I haven't had too many scams, right? I did talk about in a recent video about how I was attempted to be scammed and how I submitted a claim. And well, I think they submitted a claim, I did a rebuttal, and I ended up winning. So when it comes to return claims, it's very clear on my listing that there's absolutely no returns. But I will share a story that happened many years ago, so I don't know how relevant it is. And they purchased a $40 item off of me during Q4. They paid, I sent it, and I thought that was it, right? Well, about 3 weeks later, they sent me an email and they said, hey, they had a loved one that passed away. They need to pay for the funeral and they, are going to submit a return. And I understand it's a funeral. I'm not sure if that actually is true or not. But let's say, even though it is, let's say it's hypothetically it's true. I don't offer returns, and that's it. And, I used to work at a cemetery. I know you need more than $40 to bury somebody. And so I said, as best as I could, it says no returns. I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. And not only that, I think it was past the return time. I think I said 3 weeks, but whatever the return time is, it was past that by a couple days. So she went ahead, she filed a claim, and I, said my version of the story. And again, I went ahead and I won it. But I also, in the listing where you click on no returns, I also put it in the description too. And my opinion helps. Something else that I put in the description also is I will say this set for sale, you should consider this set in this box to have as much shelfware as if you were to purchase it from Target or Walmart, which means sometimes there's no shelfware, even though it's been on a shelf. Sometimes there is shelfware. And I've said in the past, for certain sets, if you are a collector and you're looking for a pristine box, this is not for you. This has, very minimal shelfware. And that might not attract some people, but that's fine because the trade-off is you don't want to have to deal with that problem later down the road. And I promise you, if you have a winning set that you're selling, someone else that day will go ahead and buy that set. So I hope I was kind of able to answer that question. But yeah, I would say potentially there's been maybe 5 cases, maybe 6 cases that have been sent against me, and I won all of them but one. Now, when it comes to eBay, I was undefeated, right? Now, this one person, they lost the eBay claim, but then they went ahead and they filed a claim with PayPal, right? And then I lost that. So I had to give them a refund, and I never had that set back. So it is what it is, but only having one case lost in over 10 years is pretty good, I would think. Next question from Kevin Clock. What set ROI surprised you the most, whether you've invested in it or not? Well, I would have to go and say, I think maybe 2.5 years ago, where I did a video on my best and worst ROIs for Q4. My best ROI, and I think this is the best ROI I've ever had, not just for that year, but it was a friend's hamster wheel something. It was, I think, a $15 set I got, and I was able to sell it. I forget how much, maybe $50, $60. I just forget. The ROI was $425, I believe. That was very surprising. And I was open to buying friend sets at that time, obviously. But when I saw that $425 ROI, I was like, okay, I need to look at friends even harder and see if I could replicate that again. So it is the friends hamster wheels, something like that. Next question from Wonderlusting Lawyer. Nice. Great vid. How do you decide what your purchase limit is? Why stop at 20, 50, or 100? Now, great question. So, I did recently, if you saw the video, I purchased 20 Raptor sets, right? And I only stopped with 20. And the reason why I did that was because I did have some money on the side, but I just wasn't planning on going all in yet. Now, anytime I look at a set and I'm potentially wanting to buy it, I say to myself, is this a set that you're comfortable purchasing 100 of? And if you're not comfortable purchasing 100 of, then I don't touch it. Now, that doesn't mean that I have every set that I own, I have 100 units of. I might have 20 now, I might have 20 a little bit later, but the goal is to always have a minimum of 100 sets sometime in the future. Now, Q4 is a little bit different, right? Because there will be times where I will have my eyes on a certain set because I'm wanting to increase the quantity. I'm wanting to go, from 50 to maybe 100 units, right? And then there are times where there's a set I just wasn't looking at, and it's such a good deal, similar to the Ford Raptor, where I'm like, I absolutely have to have it. Now, there's a chance I won't get 100 Ford F-150 Raptors, and to be honest, I'm pretty certain I won't. If there's a deal like that again, I will. But whenever I purchase 20 units of something, it's not because that's the limit. It's because that might be the limit at the moment. But my overall goal is to get, at the very least, 100 units of that particular set. So I hope I was able to answer that question. Next from Tim Lowry. If you get banned by Target, and I picked this one out for a reason. If you get banned by Target for buying too much online, does the ban last forever? Their customer service rep didn't seem to know. Well, as far as my understanding, if you're banned for life. Now, I currently am banned. I think I've been banned for 2 years now. And I know people, everybody that I know that has been banned by Target, and there's a lot, they assume it as a ban for life. Now, there are some people that, you know, they will eventually be able to get unbanned. And I shouldn't use the word unbanned, but they might have a new laptop, so there's a new IP address. They might use a different credit card. They might have a common name like John Smith or something like that. My last name is not common at all. I think there's only, there's less than 20 of us in this country. But something I do plan on doing between now and the end of the year is to potentially purchase something on Target online. And I wanted to do this by now because even before this question, I had this thought to purchase something online and see if the ban is still intact. I'm pretty certain it is. But if you are banned from Target, you should assume that you're going to be banned for life. Now, it didn't matter to me because I was purchasing the Duplo Mickey Mini Train the birthday train, right? And I just said to myself, is it worth, getting a lifetime ban over this? And the answer I came up with was yes. So I went straight kamikaze. I think I ordered over 300 of those sets. And it is what it is. I don't want to say I'm paying for it because there really aren't any too big of a deals that I'm kicking myself for not purchasing on Target. But it is what it is. Walmart, Walmart seems to have a sense where the more resellers that buy, the better, because they're in a war with Amazon and they're just trying to increase their sales. But when it comes to Target, it pretty much is what I just said. All right, and it looks like that's the end of the questions. I hope everybody enjoyed the AMA. I would say this format of videos is my favorite type of video, but I don't want to have it all the time. I don't want to have it every week or every month. I think it's been maybe 3 or 4 months since the last one, but it's good information, and again, I hope everybody enjoyed it. That's it, friends. Again, hope you enjoyed the video. As always, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Once again, I'm Jim with wolfofbricks.com. Always go out there and get it.